Yo! All right, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, if you've seen any of the 2024 GDQs in the morning, might have seen me before. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm Ryan Ford, and got the couch over here. Want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Astra's Evolution. I used to run this game a lot back in the day. I mostly run Undertale and Deltarune now, but I'm happy to be here.
I'm iceblue. I've run this game in the past. I also ran LA, the Switch version, but I mostly now just run like RPGs and other stuff.
What's up? I'm TGH. I am a big 2D Zelda person, just in general. I ran this quite a bit of time ago, and ready for this run.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, so modest. Got the world record, so.
Who cares about that?
Right, all right, so everybody in the back, are y'all hyped? All right, let's get this started. So, we need to pick somebody to start the timer. I didn't think about this.
You can do it.
All right, you can do it.
Go ahead. Three?
Yep.
All right, so 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Yo, I'm so hyped for this, actually. All right, so what was I gonna say? So there is about 25 seconds of downtime before I'm actually moving. So whoever wants to cover the rule set for this category?
Yeah, so first off, we're playing in Japanese. The 1.0 version specifically, there are some 1.0 exclusive glitches in the run, and Japanese is just for faster text. Any percent no woob, as we affectionately pronounce it. No wrong warp, no out of bounds. So wrong warping, there's a very peculiar thing that happens if you enter a transition from submap to submap, which I guess we'll get into as we go. But from submap to submap, if you enter it at a weird coordinate where you're not supposed to, it'll bring you somewhere completely different. You can't do that. Out of bounds is a little bit actually more complicated to explain. Mm-hmm. So out of bounds is, there are actually a couple of things that stipulate out of bounds. So you can't transition screens being more than 3 pixels clipped into a wall. That is one definition of out of bounds. Another definition of out of bounds is if you are, okay, so if you are more than one tile adjacent to a tile that you cannot access without glitches. So in other words, you just can't be on a tile that you're not supposed to be on. So here we are collecting rupees, actually. 5 rupees on the coast is not the worst, but also not the best.
Pretty average.
Yeah, that's not ideal. So what Ryan was trying to do there, he was trying to do something called rupee duping. So by holding out the shield and then picking up the rupee, it just basically like dupes the pickup. And you can kind of do that with like other pickups, like hearts and things like that as well.
It's a 1 in 2 chance for it to work.
Yeah.
Basically, the idea is to have the rupee land on Link and his shield or his sword at the same time. And because of frame rules, since like Link can only collect something once every 2 frames, that's why that frame rule comes into play. But we're 1 rupee away.
We've become coholent landscaping.
There we go.
All right, so there's a flashing lights warning coming up here as soon as we re-enter the shop. So once we steal the shovel and go back in, there's a big flashing lights warning.
Yeah, so right here. So avert your eyes.
Oh, goodness.
It is quite rough.
Yeah.
I think I lost like, what, 40 seconds to...
To the rupees, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we can do a neat trick here where if you save and quit right as you buy something, you can just get the item for free because it puts in your inventory as you buy it. But if the rupee counter does not tick down, you still keep your rupees. Mm-hmm. So we can just buy a bunch of packs of bombs for free.
And then steal more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have to die again. So steal it last.
So life lesson, if you do steal, you will die, but you can steal again when you come back.
Yeah, just never come back. They can't find you.
All right, so here we're getting magic powder. This is mainly for Dungeon 2. In fact, it's pretty much exclusively for Dungeon 2.
Yeah, we literally only get this for Dungeon 2. It's really funny.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're supposed to actually sprinkle magic powder on the raccoon in the forest, but we're gonna handle that guy a little differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of y'all want to go over bomb triggers?
No.
No?
Yeah, I can go over the bomb triggers.
Bomb triggers are confusing.
So normally in LADX, you're only supposed to place 1 bomb on a screen and it caps out at that. But if you place a bomb at the edge of a screen, it counts as on that one screen and on the upper screen. And depending on the sprite slots, if you place 2 bombs on the same screen, it will activate the first trigger, which happens to be the cutscene. So we're going to see this coming up here where we're going to manipulate the sprite slot by killing this moblin, then going up against the trigger, and then placing the bomb, and then it will activate the Terran cutscene just like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so we don't even need to use the powder on Terran. Terran just blows up and turns back into a human.
Yeah, we'll see multiple ways of doing bomb triggers in this run. Upwards transitions, sideways transitions, into pits, which we'll get into when they come out.
Yep.
And then you're also going to see Ryan is going to be like opening the save quit menu quite a lot. When we open a chest with a key or the nightmare key, it's just to skip text cutscenes, things like that. And then we save quit with the tail key just to skip like another owl cutscene.
Yep.
Also, they only check and see if you're facing upwards when interacting with the key blocks, so you can just go diagonally and still open the door.
Enter the key through the wormhole.
Yeah, Link doesn't like actually like entering the key into like the hole itself, just like on the side, just kind of picking the lock.
Bit of a germaphobe.
So Dungeon 1 is our fun house of tricks where we get the most broken item in the game.
Yeah,
truly.
The Rock's Feather. In a game where there's no 3D, so you're all on the same layer. And so that leads to some fun results when you're able to jump. And we'll see that in a sec.
We will see a lot of jumping in this run as well, because not only is the feather broken, which we'll get into, but it's also very useful for diagonal movement.
Yep.
So usually when Link moves diagonally, so we get a nice shield boost there off the trap. Usually when Link moves diagonally, he slows down on both the X and the Y axis when he's moving. But when you jump with the feather, that doesn't apply, and you move at full speed both X and Y.
Hold on. We have a really hard sub boss coming up here, right?
Yeah, in a little bit.
In a little bit,
get
yeah.
the nightmare key first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a really, really tough mini boss coming up. So
Yeah,
we're gonna let
Ryan's going to need a little bit of
All right,
focus time here.
and
Yeah.
that's a super jump.
Yep.
So if you're clipped into a wall, then jump up against the wall and then change your direction in midair. It makes the game think that you're up on top of the wall, which is a ledge in dungeons, and you can then just jump over everything.
Yep.
All right, so coming up here, we have Rolling Bones here, and he's gone.
Yep, So the bow is really, really overpowered in this game, and that's a good example of it.
Yeah, it's only intended like starting like Dungeon 5, so we're getting it super early by stealing it.
Yeah, you need 980 rupees. Well, 1,180 rupees to get the shovel first. Then you can buy the bow for 980. But we have sticky fingers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Also, that was a really clean Moldorm. Normally, Moldorm can be a little bit of a pain, but that was really good RNG there, so great execution as well.
Yep.
Yep.
And now we have the guitar.
The guitar, yes.
Yep.
The massive guitar.
Yo, Guitar Hero right here. But yeah, to kind of like circle back, the feather is just like, they were not expecting us to be able to just do the things we were able to do with the feather. And this feather just kind of like blows this category wide open, just like with what you can do with all the tricks.
It is why the Out of Bounds rule set exists.
Yes.
Yeah, the Out of Bounds rule set is actually different in Link's Awakening, the original Link's Awakening. The two speedruns are different enough to warrant two different Out of Bounds rule sets, which I think is pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, also, one thing right there, normally those kids talk for like a million years. On the Japanese 1.0 version specifically, or I think it's just the Japanese version, if you press B, you skip all of that dialogue. In the original Link's Awakening, it was on any language. You can just press B and it goes through it. But for some reason in LADX, it's only the Japanese version that gets the shortened text.
Ryan, if you grab this heart piece, I'm leaving. Okay.
By the way, who here likes dogs? Any dog fans in the crowd?
Okay, well, all right, so you like dogs, right?
Yeah.
You might not like them by the end of this run. We'll see.
This
we'll see what
dog in
happens.
particular, you're just, no. We are here to save, what is it, Madam Meow
Madame Meow Meow's dog.
Yeah, we
Bow
need to save her
Wow.
dog Bow Wow. And Bow Wow is the worst dog on the planet.
And you'll see
cut
why.
in for a quick moment?
Yeah.
He can be good, he can be bad.
Yo,
we'll see.
You've already raised over $10,000 for that bonus any percent run.
Whoa. Nice.
Nice.
We only need $4,800 to get that met. I am floored. Your community is showing up. I love it.
Thanks so much, everybody.
All right, so this is our first instance of why Bow Wow is the worst. Oh, well, he was there. Wow. Okay.
There he goes.
Also, we just had blink and you miss it. If you move diagonally up against an object that gives text, you can clip into the wall and you can just like skip the entire swamp.
Yep. Yeah, Bow Wow being a good boy. He's
That RNG that Ryan just got, you'd never see.
You can spend like 30 seconds there just,
Bow Wow would
sitting,
just sit there and
contemplating your life.
Yeah, Bow Wow will just sit there and just bounce around for like 30 seconds and not eat the flower.
Yeah. The worst is when he like misses. And so
He misses.
He jukes you out.
yeah, the little practice I was doing, that he actually did miss once. So sometimes he gets the double miss and then
Psych.
you just reset.
All right, so coming up here, we have a short little side-scrolling section, and we're going to be entering the second hardest sub-boss in the game. This is Hinox coming up. Hinox is a Cyclops that runs around, throws bombs, picks you up, and throws you. And it does a lot of damage, and he's gone. Just to show you how strong arrows are in this game. I think they do, what, 4 damage?
They do a lot. I don't know exactly how much, but I just know they do.
They basically one or two shot like everything in the game.
Yeah, they're really strong.
Yeah, so I think the Hinox has 8 health, so sounds
And
about
then
right.
you just shoot these guys off screen and you're good.
Yep.
All right, so we're actually going to be splitting Dungeon 2 into 2 parts. We come back and finish it later. This is the only dungeon we split into 2.
Oh,
All right, let's see.
a little nervous.
All right.
All right, good. I don't have to
Ice
leave.
remains on stage.
I don't have to leave. All right.
I had to overthink it. I'm not gonna lie.
See, you overthinking
The
it.
pressure is on.
All right, so who wants to explain Villa Skip?
Villa skip. Oh boy. Okay, so whenever you fall into a pit, you do this little wobbling animation before you completely fall in. But if you open the menu right as you're about to fall in, you end up being at the bottom of the tile. But if you do that at the edge of a screen, you can just transition down. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to this conveniently placed hole that's supposed to stop you. Not a wall, but a hole. So you cut it open, you jump down, and then we wait for a little sound.
Okay.
Like
Their
that,
tries got
and you
really
transition
good.
down, and there you go. You just fall straight into the villa.
Yep. So neat thing about LADX, as opposed to Link's Awakening, the original Link's Awakening, is that you can just frame advance essentially with the pause menu. You cannot do that in LA, at least not, for at least not easily.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
it makes that much more viable to do as a strat, at least without the mushroom.
Yeah.
But
And then we can just clip in here. If you clip into a tile, it sends you straight to the next tile to walk on, so you can just fall right back out of the villa.
yep.
Yeah, so we never get to see Richard, and we don't save any of his golden leaves.
So remember Dungeon 1 where we didn't even come close to the keyhole? Well, this is a funnier version of that.
Yeah, Link's just gonna open it with his back.
He's got like noodle arms moving around the back.
It's just their whole reach around to the backside of the keyhole and just unlock.
And then throughout that little section in the overworld, Bao's been eating little enemies. And that's going to be important here because we want to get an important item called the Piece of Power, which is going to boost our speed and our attack. So that will allow Ryan to do some things that he wouldn't normally be able to do, or at least not nearly as fast.
Yeah, so right there, killing those enemies, just because Piece of Power is tied to your kill count. Yeah, we want to kill as many things as possible here, basically.
Avoid the acorn.
Yeah,
we're going to get one soon.
Yeah, so
I think
we
one's
also have
gonna
to
drop in
avoid.
this room.
Yeah,
Yep.
we also have to avoid the Guardian Acorn that drops here because it does override the Piece of Power.
All right.
It's
there we go.
all the way at the on the bottom.
Just
little-
far away from that
Walk
acorn.
around, yeah.
All right, so this is the Dongo skip. Watch closely. There we go. A super jump with a little sword clink to get over the ledge and out where you're not supposed to completely skip that fight.
Yeah, and then we're not done yet. We got another trick here, the French press. Let's see.
Oui. Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, you're supposed to do like a super jump into a shield bump, and it looks really, really cool.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. John's, but my hands are so sweaty that my thumb literally slipped off the button.
Damn.
Oh my
Dang.
gosh. It's kind of funny, but hey, it happens.
All right, well, if you didn't see the Dongo skip last time, you can see it again because we're going to do it one more time.
Do Dongo skip 2?
And those Zols are back because I failed French press, so had to kill them again.
Yeah, enemy spawns are like tied to what rooms you enter, so if you skip going into that one room, you don't have to worry about killing the Zols again.
By the way, we skipped over this a little bit upon entering D2. We did something called a block clip. We just did it again right there
Yeah.
specifically to show you again. But yeah, so like when you go up against an interactable object like a block and you're holding to the side, you can move a couple of pixels over, and that's what allows us to bypass it. And here we have Slime Eye.
All right, let's see. Is this good luck? Ooh, really
Yeah,
good
very
luck
good
there.
luck.
Yeah, there's a chance that the Slime Eye just does not split, and you're just sitting there just swinging like, please.
Yeah, that was actually a very sick
Yeah, it was
fight.
very, very good.
It was. Piece of Power can make that boss fight kind of weird. So,
Yeah, even without
yeah.
Piece of Power, it's also really jank too, because you need like 4 more hits or something.
Yeah.
It's rough. So very good fight there.
Ryan, you're getting so much love from your community, so just let me know when you're ready to hear that, all right?
Yeah, actually perfect timing right now.
Excellent, I love that. We have $25 from Mighty Mouth. Hey Ryan, good luck on the run. Hoping that the rupees are kind and a first try Goomba Surf. I know you're going to crush it. Also, hope y'all are having a lovely day, because y'all are wonderful.
Hey, thank you, Mighty.
We only have $1,389 left to get that bonus any percent
Wow.
run. This community is incredible. I love the Zelda community right now.
All right, thanks so much, everybody. Holy moly. Yeah, sorry, how far are we from the goal? That's all.
$1,300.
It's happening.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening.
Oh, it's happening.
All right, well, y'all are in for a treat, probably.
All right. Ryan, are you going to safety save this, or?
All right, I'll safety save.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to make a safety save here because there is a chance that this trick coming up with this bomb trigger can soft lock or hard lock the game, basically. Nice,
All right,
wow,
well-
thank you.
That's an instance of Bow Wow being a little mean, because he can just eat stuff that you don't want him to, and then he doesn't eat stuff that you want him to. So it's double-edged sword.
All right,
Yeah.
so this is Walrus Skip here. We mentioned bomb triggers earlier. This is another type of bomb trigger, sideways bomb trigger. So as long as you're holding vertically, it'll work, just the way we mentioned earlier. But it forces cutscenes to play that you don't normally have the requisites to force to happen. Like we're supposed to have Marin here. And in order to avoid soft locking, we're gonna hold to the side. And you have to leave the screen on the same exact frame that the cutscene starts, which Ryan did successfully there.
Yep. Yeah, for it to actually skip for that one particularly.
Yeah, and then we have to die here because the
buttons are
cutscene
locked.
takes away your buttons and your menu, and you can't really do anything. So you
Yep.
just die here, and then you come back.
So had to hug the cactus.
Yeah. Or if you have a half a heart, you can die to the little spinner at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Bow Wow was a little hungry.
Yeah.
yeah, the shark thing in the 2D section. I never had Bow Wow eat it before I got hit, so that was a first for me actually.
Bow Wow giveth and taketh away sometimes.
Coming up here is my favorite boss. You don't even get to see this boss.
Oh, I love sand.
So we're just fighting the ground, and it just spits out a key. Normally there you fight Landmola, but Landmola's hitbox is actually active the moment you enter the screen. And of course, you know, arrows are doing 3 billion damage here. So we're just able to just take out Landmola in 2 hits and go about our day.
Yep.
As we're making our way to the Master Armos, I guess that's what he's called. I want to talk a minute about the menuing in this game. So your typical Zelda game, like Link to the Past, Zelda 1, for instance, you know, all the items are static in the menu. They don't move around. Like they're always in the same place. Not this game. Not the Game Boy Color Zelda games or the Game Boy Zelda games, just in general. The items move around. So Ryan has a very specific menu route that he's going through, and mismenus can be very punishing because of that. So he's keeping track of where everything is in his menu. And now here we have a really cool strat on Master Armos.
Nice.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, and the menu routing is actually kind of like, it's runner specific, really.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone has their own little flavor of menu, so it can be really neat. And that's like you can really tell who's running based on what their menu is.
It's really individualized, which is really cool. Really cool thing about running this game.
All right,
this
let's
game
see. Bow Wow, are you going to eat
You are
any of the
not getting a
Armos?
single, wow.
The drought here. So we want Bow Wow to eat these Armos. So normally,
Not that
when
one,
you
though.
kill the Armos, they give you arrows. And we really want a lot of arrows for this run just because we use the bow so much. So we generally want Bow Wow to eat as much as he can in the Armos maze so that we can, one, use the shield to dupe, and two, have as many arrows as possible for future dungeons. And it kind of adjusts like our decision making later on like how many arrows do we want to use.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering, like, you don't have the flippers, Ryan. Why are you going to Dungeon 6? So you can just get into Dungeon 6 by doing that. By pausing on the same frame you land on water, it can behave just like you're touching the ground, basically. And you can jump off the ground, you can transition while you're touching the ground. And here we have Bow Wow
Yummy
eating a
yum.
cutscene.
I love me a nice cutscene in the
Yeah,
morning.
by the way, Bow Wow can eat cutscenes.
Yes.
Hey, that technically it's an entity. Bow Wow can eat it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's true.
Good boy, Bow Wow.
Don't say that. Bow Wow's not a good
Don't
boy.
push your luck.
Yeah, don't push your luck.
So we're doing Dungeon 6 first, by the way. Why are we doing Dungeon 6 first?
I don't know. You tell me. You asked.
Because 7, 8, 9.
I mean, you're pretending like I know. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
So we're doing Dungeon 6 first because of an NPC in the game called the Ghost. Those of you who play this game are probably familiar with the that ghost, right?
Not the sound.
I mean, I can't. My voice can't go that high, but basically, so there's a ghost that follows you around after Dungeon 4 normally. But if you do Dungeon 6 first and specifically get the L2 bracelet, which we just got, a flag is set that causes the ghost to never appear, so we just completely skip that.
It just
side quest.
deletes the ghost.
Yep. Or mandatory side quest, if you can even call it a side quest.
Yeah, and that side quest, like if we actually activate it, we can't enter dungeons, we can't do anything until we do this side quest. And it's like, what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so?
It's very
more
long.
than it's like 4.
Yeah,
I was
because like you have to
I
bring the
think.
ghost all the way to the south side of the map, right where like the beach is,
Yeah.
to like the old like decrepit looking house, and then the ghost looks around the house, is like, oh, I remember living here.
Yeah.
Also, that super jump skips like half the dungeon.
Yeah, we're just casually doing the second half of Dungeon 6 just backwards.
Yeah, so even though like out of bounds is banned, super jumps completely break the game.
Shack jump.
Shack jump. That is a very niche kind of super jump where you move diagonally up against an interactable object, so like a pushable block or a key block.
That bonus 80% run just got met! Let's go!
Nice.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Zelda community popped off. Thank you so much. That is
Yeah.
$15,000 raised for Doctors Without Borders.
All right, I'm saying fifth try.
Oh yeah, for horse heads, eh? All right, take your guesses. This is try 3.
Third
Try
third
three,
third
yeah.
try. Very nice.
So that is a 1 in 4. Yeah,
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
I don't believe that.
Hey, so
Another shack jump.
I think the 20th try Horseheads says otherwise.
yeah, I've had like 3 different marathons where it's been 20th try. So, oh my gosh.
You know what you got to do, right?
Oh, God. Okay, so here we have Facade. And tell me if anybody has watched Nick Jr. before. Because here we have, hi there, Face here. The boss of Dungeon 6 is Face from Nick Jr. And he's kind of pathetic, actually, because you can actually lay 3 bombs on him before he even spawns. And from there, it's just 2 bombs for him to just die. So that was Dungeon 6.
That was Nick Jr. right there. gone in a flash.
It's really funny because in the Switch remake, they even like make his face all wobbly too. So it's the comparison.
It's even more. And here we have bomb juggling.
Woo!
Time for a quick donation.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have $1,000 from Ben Hamilton. They say Bow Wow is clearly the goodest boy in this run. Thanks for
you
keeping the dream alive all these years later.
You take that back.
We also have $50 from Bow Wow. But the flower is so pretty.
Hey,
He's
it's
been good
fast,
so
though.
far.
All right, cool. Time for one of the hardest sequences in the game here. You have to do roughly 3 to 4 consecutive Jesus jumps here. Very nice. Some really good buffers here.
Yeah.
Let's hope the bomb fairy does not get in the way. Ooh, wow.
Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
You went too far.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy, though.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
but it was-
reminder, all of these are frame perfect. So, like,
Yeah.
each buffer is another 2 seconds, and half of those were frame perfect. So that's crazy.
They got like 3 of them frame perfect. Oh my gosh.
Let me just say, like, to do what he just did is really, really difficult because he did it too well. Because basically, when you pause like that, you don't move. Like, you don't move at all. You just move, like, down a pixel into the water. So if you do it too well, you will move actually further than you're supposed to, and that's what happened there.
Yeah.
So that deserves extra, I'll call it brownie points, I guess.
All right, let's see the bonks. Nice. Got the
Nice.
first one.
This way is actually, what, 0.2 seconds
0.2 faster.
Yep.
But it's swag. We had to do
Nice.
swag. Nice.
Yeah, the French bonks or le bonks.
Le bonks.
All right, we're really gonna make a little pit stop here into the Telltale Heights cave, just to set a respawn point.
Yep, this is really creative routing right here. So, yeah, the next thing we're going to be doing is unlocking Dungeon 4, because we did get the Angler key from, what boss was that? Sand?
Sand,
yeah.
Yeah, we did get that Angler key, right? We're going to go unlock Dungeon 4, and then save and quit, and just end up back there. So that
Yeah.
eliminates a lot of travel distance.
Yeah, thankfully, Ryan remembered to get the Angler key because it's very easy to do walrus skip, die, and then immediately go to D6. You're like, oh, hey, I'm a minute ahead. That's crazy.
Been there before.
No, nobody's done that.
Yeah. Another silly thing I've done before was like unintentionally backtracking here instead of save and quitting for like no
That's
reason.
easy to do.
Yeah.
When you get the wires crossed between categories.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened because I was running no squoob for a hotfix show before that. So then I was playing this again, and then bleeding muscle memory together.
All right, let's see obstacle skip.
Ops, there it is. Nice.
Saves
That's what,
like
a quarter of a
a few frames
Yeah.
just to do that.
2 pixel window, quarter of a second save, and if you fail it, you lose all the time you saved.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 of 2.
So yeah, 1 of 2. So half valid run already.
I have an announcement whenever you have a moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, quick.
We just opened up a new bid war for the upcoming game Plants vs. Zombies where you get to name the file. So far, we've already gotten some donations in for that. So sitting in first place with $75 is Water Me Luigi. And in second place with $25 is Dandy Zayabi. If I pronounce that wrong, donate and tell me how to pronounce it, please. Thank you.
Water me Luigi. I kind of want that.
All right, don't go out of bounds. It's very easy to end up at the bottom of the tile, transition, and then go out of bounds and invalidate your run.
We're good, though.
We're good, though.
Yep. Oh, I got the Helmasaur kill. That
Nice.
was
And you got the good pattern, too, so that's
Yeah.
real nice.
How many different patterns can you get there?
I don't know.
I think it's 4.
4, I think.
Too many.
Yeah.
4 too many.
Right. Coming up is actually a really, really impressive looking series of super jumps involving a clink off of a pea hat. So normally you're supposed to go through a staircase in this room, memorize the pattern, but instead we're going to do some really cool looking super jumps here.
Nice.
Really nice.
Yeah. To me, that's the coolest looking thing in the entire run. It's so
the
clean.
flashiest super jump.
And it
for sure.
feels so good to do, too. It's amazing.
Glad I got that first try because there is an easier strat, but I like that one and it's a bit faster.
All right, let's see.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
Nice.
Hardest boss in the game.
Butter.
Butter.
Goodbye, Butterfish.
That touched Carbone's skull down there.
Shout outs to the Link's Awakening Switch German translation of that boss dialogue.
Piranha killer.
Butter.
What's like the full dialogue for it?
Blubber blubber. Blub blub blub. Futter.
Futter.
Piranha killer.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good meme when Link's Awakening Switch first came out.
Is he a piranha that kills, or does he kill piranhas?
I think it's both.
Probably both. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's kind of menacing either way.
It definitely is.
It's really funny that you're doing that because we got $100 from Murby a little bit ago, and they said blubber blubber blub blub
Blub,
blub
blub.
blubber blubber piranha killer.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh, you almost stole your spotlight for reading that out.
All right, Dungeon 5 time.
Yep.
I
Fish
think
Maw.
this is probably like the best dungeon in the entire run.
Yeah, it's really cool, especially at like a top level. It's one of the most flashy dungeons overall in terms of just like execution. And no save and quit, you get a heart attack playing it, but in this it's nice and chill, so it's really fun.
You also get to see, you know, Papyrus from Undertale in it.
Undertale.
Because what game isn't Papyrus in nowadays?
Speaking of Papyrus, I don't know if you guys know the Deltarune run coming up. This is your homework for one of the chapters.
Yep.
So yeah, check that out at the end of the marathon. It's the finale. Got some Deltarune fans in the back.
Hey yo. Yeah, hope all y'all in the back are enjoying this too.
Oh, don't forget the key.
Don't forget that. That's kind of important.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we could also mention about frame rules with the keys that fall down.
Oh, yeah.
It's happened for a few times already.
So if a key falls down from the sky after, activating it falling down, you have a 1 in 2 chance to catch it because of frame rules. And there's nothing really
All right,
to
everybody say hi to Papyrus.
So another really funny thing here is that you're not supposed to be able, to kill this mini-boss, but it's still very easy to do with bomb arrows, and he drops a key for, no reason.
It's the default object in the room, and so he's supposed to drop something, but because there's no hook shot in the room, he drops the default item, which is a key.
Oh.
But that key is very useful to us,
Yes.
because later on we need it.
Yeah, I think it saves like 3 seconds over the no key route.
I also want to point out that the game stopped playing the mini-boss music so it could play the mini-boss music.
Yep.
It's like, wait, shh. Play it again.
The intro was too good. You gotta replay it.
Yeah, because when we overkilled him the first time, then the mini boss music doesn't stop until you get a music change. So we just replace it with the mini boss music of Astra Stalfos 2 after. Papyrus 2?
We fight this mini-boss a total of 4 times, by the way, so this is number 3. And the 4th time, he drops the hook shot. Spoilers.
So, all right, let's point this out. How many times do you fight Papyrus in Undertale?
I'm not gonna
No, you gotta
engage
answer
with
this
this.
for me now. How many times do you fight Papyrus in Undertale?
So anyway, this is a trick called naked super jumping.
Oh, what is happening? All right, one second.
So this is naked super jumping. So as long as you're facing in the correct direction, you can still super jump even without the sword to change your direction. So, yeah.
Oh, this.
All the bloopers.
Also, you're supposed to have the hook shot before you come here, so that you can get the nightmare key. But instead, we're just gonna boots jump.
Nice.
That is incredibly tight right there, and Ryan just nailed it first try, no problem.
It was
Like what,
really cool.
3 pixels?
It's
2 or 3?
the reason it's
think
difficult
it's
is
2.
because it involves like an in-between tile that you have to
Yeah.
climb up, quote unquote climb up.
So like
basically.
if you get the weird thing where you just fall directly and you fall. So
Yeah.
you really got to hit that perfect window.
Yep.
Yep.
So anyway, we're fighting Master Stalfos.
No, you had it right the first time.
That brings into question, who is the Sans of this game?
He's on vacation.
Oh wait, no, it's the guy who summons the eagle.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, you are totally right.
Sans Tower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
We have to be very careful with this specific drop here. I don't remember the reasoning why, but the hookshot takes a little bit longer to spawn into your inventory there. So we have to kind of like delay the save quit there. Otherwise, we have to go all the way back for that hookshot.
Yeah. The reason why, by the way, is LADX. That's the reason.
You know what? Good point. Thank you.
Hey, so if you ever wanted to clip through a block,
Yeah. Here we go.
Zelda 1, eat your heart out.
Oh, whoops.
well, if you got a hook shot, you can just do that.
Yeah, I don't know what Goma is.
That trick is literally just mash the hook shot into the block and you are through it. As long as you're a little bit clipped into the side of it. Like, as long as you're a little bit clipped into the corner of it.
Yeah.
Also, Ryan just like did a quicker hook shot there. If you have the hook shot on the B button and the feather on the A button and you press them both at the same time, because B has priority over A, if you do the hook shot and then immediately jump, it makes you move way faster using the hook shot. So it's a nice little optimization there.
Yeah.
This is everybody's favorite boss. RNG.
It's even worse in Hundo where you have the red tunic, or if you have the red tunic, and in
Very nice.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a very nice fight.
Yeah, because you want to hit 8 total hits, and you have to hit 4 times per cycle. On the later cycles, it becomes RNG, whether or not it's a fake one or a real one.
Yep.
Don't mess up too much.
So don't want to fail 2 cycle for that reason.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be a little embarrassing, but for the longest time, I thought this was like a harmonica.
Right?
I mean, you could play it like a harmonica. It wouldn't make any noise, though.
It just make like a blowing noise.
Yeah. Also,
Anything's a harmonica if you try hard enough.
I was also gonna say, probably could get in like 2 donations quick too.
Yeah, absolutely. We have $50 from Gray and Argentus. We're watching the stream with our dog. I sure hope he gets to see some positive K9 role models.
Well, we're about to find out right here.
Yeah.
Moment of truth.
We also have $50 from Justin. I've been trying to go on Hyrule's website, but it isn't loading. It said something about a missing link.
Oh my gosh.
And finally, real quick, $25 from Ganon11. Good luck. Have fun, Ryan. Don't have any nightmares over this run.
Yo, thank you, Ganon.
Oh, Ganon. Oh, Ganon.
Yep. It's another Zelda-thon, homie. So, always much appreciated. My one and only tier 2 subscriber in my stream as well.
Nice.
I think we could do probably like, what, a couple more donations?
I would love to.
Yeah.
We have $30 from Latino Loki. If Link became a rapper, would he become the hero of rhyme? I love these jokes. Please give me some more.
Yes, please, please. Give us some more of these hero of time. You know, your seasoning references.
We have $100 from Sleepy Foo. I see Link. I donate.
Oh, much appreciated, everybody.
Got time for one more?
Yes.
$25 from Lightning Sizzle. This is my most favorite game of all time. I'm excited to see it be destroyed live on stage. I hope we get to see the bonus any percent run, and we do. Entering doghouses from behind can lead to amazing results.
I wouldn't necessarily call it amazing result. It's definitely a sight.
All right, so we're readying up here for Rooster Skip. This is a double frame perfect trick. It is very, very, very hard. So there's a buffered method and an unbuffered method, and we're gonna see if Ryan goes for the unbuffered method first, just to see. Fingers crossed.
Oh, that's...
That was like you got the really unlucky pit.
Yeah. So when you hook shot, we'll call it a property of the hook shot, loosely. But yeah. So okay. So when you use the hook shot over a pit specifically, while the hook shots are tracking back to you, and exactly when it gets back to you, you have 1 frame to jump because the game essentially thinks you're on solid ground. So we use that to get over this pit instead of the rooster like you're supposed to. That's why we call it Rooster Skip.
All right,
Here
I
you
saw
go. There's also
Bow
a
Wow was
buffered
kind of close.
method right here.
Yeah, so in the unbuffered method, you just have to keep doing it until you fall. And Bow Wow, after the first buffer, can be a little fun and get right in your face and clink your hook shot.
Yep. Yeah, that trick is a lot harder than it
Yeah.
looks. Bow Wow can absolutely just kind of, like, Bow Wow's jumping around is just completely RNG.
Yeah.
And Bow Wow can just jump right in the direction of your hook shot, and your hook shot's just going to bounce right off of him.
Yeah, and even with the buffered method, sometimes Bow Wow will just get in your face and you just fall.
Yep. Well, it's nicer in Hundo because we actually bring him home in that category.
Yeah, thankfully.
Instead of him coming around the world with me.
Yeah,
So-
you're actually supposed to drop Bow Wow off right after D2. But in this category, we just kind of take Bow Wow on a journey.
Yeah, because we do Villa Skip, there is literally no reason to bring him back home.
Good catch there, by the way.
Left and the
Wait
right.
for a second.
I can't tell you how many times I've done that.
Every now and then I'm like, oh.
I remember
Thank
one
God.
time I moved right instinctually, and I went to check my phone, and I'm like, why am I up against the wall? Oops.
All right, so as we make the trek towards Dungeon 7, we're hopefully going to get a setup where Bow Wow's going to eat this cutscene again, just like he did in Dungeon 6, or before Dungeon 6.
Let's see.
There.
Yeah.
Good boy. Whoops. Good boy.
Nice. Finally does something right.
So Alex would agree, sending in $20 saying, good boy, Bow Wow.
This time.
All right, so Dungeon 7 is probably going to look a little bit different than it did in your casual playthrough. So remember bomb triggers, right? Those are returning a lot in Dungeon 7 because each of the pillars that fall are actually cutscenes.
Yes, all cutscenes.
So we're never going to touch the ball that the game, wants you to. Instead, we're just going to do this.
I mean, these are metal balls of some kind, right?
Sure. So there goes that one. We get the sideways bomb trigger. That's a really hard one.
Don't fall into that pit because you will get sent all the way down to the first floor.
Oh my gosh. I wasted all
you have
my
just
bombs.
you have just enough bombs.
Yeah. So I have to not miss this.
There you go. Nice.
Okay.
Probably
Good allocation of bombs.
Yeah, and then what Ryan just did there is called a pit bomb trigger, where you have to mash the bombs into the pit, and that can also activate a bomb trigger. It's pretty situational, but here it's
Oh, what the?
it's a really good alternative to, say, if you miss the transition trigger.
And we have coming up here is going to be the hardest trick in the run, and what we like to call Goomba surfing. And it involves a super jump, but it's a super jump on a
Real quick. Because I
Yeah,
very
grab another one.
specific.
wasted all my bombs, so I'm going to grab this again.
Is a smart move. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so pixel perfect line up here on the Y coordinate, and let's see how many tries this takes. Okay, all right.
1.5, that's
It
pretty
wasn't
good.
even the right
All right,
Goomba.
y'all.
Wow, that's crazy.
Ryan doesn't need us anymore, right? Y'all want to just go? Y'all want to just leave?
Does he really need us
I
after
don't
all
think
that?
Ryan needs us anymore. Y'all want to just go?
We could go crowd surf.
Yeah,
if you want,
I think I'm good.
The delayed first try.
I think our crowd surfing would go as well as the Goomba surf just did, though, to be fair. All right, so because we save and quit in the Rooster Skip Cave, we can do this. Don't ask questions.
The boss is there. What do you mean? Actually, Ryan was just hookshotting the crowd.
So yeah, you can't hookshot through the HUD if you don't save and quit in that cave. And the reason why goes beyond my scope of knowledge for this game, to be
I think it
completely
goes
honest
beyond
with you.
anybody's scope of knowledge.
Yeah.
Something to do with the teleporter.
Yeah, the rooms with the screens with the warp tiles. If you never visit one from the last time that you loaded your save, then I don't know why
the warp
that's
tiles, yep.
broken. But, yeah, so we save and quit to make that work in the Rooster Cave. So I wasn't even save and quitting just for safety in there.
Yeah, it is a nice safety save though.
Yeah, in case of failing Rooster Skip like I did. So
So yeah, if you save and quit, you can just get free fall, so you don't get locked to the falling animation, which is really nice. We've seen that a couple of times, but that's the one that saves the most.
yeah, it saves one Jesus jump when we left the Dungeon 6 as well.
Yep.
I think we have time for a few more donations before the next notable point, before Dungeon 8.
I would love to. We have $50 from the Sound Defense. How did Princess Zelda measure the size of her kingdom? With a high ruler.
Oh my gosh. Whoops.
We also have $1,000. Woo! And forgive me if I butcher this, from Sorelier. Played Link's Awakening as a kid. Great to see it at a GDQ. Let's follow this with some glitchy blueprints. And y'all, we have opened up an incentive for Blueprints to get a bonus bequest glitch run. You have already raised $4,000 for that. Let's go.
Awesome, thanks.
When we meet this, we'll get an additional any % run of Blueprints to show off just how quickly you can get to room 46.
This is my favorite part of the run because Bow Wow just gets yeeted off the screen. Bow Wow's not supposed to be up here, so the game just does some very interesting things with Bow Wow.
Okay, we don't have the mirror shield here, but if you hold up and right from entering the room and dash, it puts you on the perfect pixel to just go right through that flame.
Wait, there's a mirror shield?
Yeah, even in Hundo, we still do that skip because it's slow using the mirror shield too.
All right, so we do bomb trigger instead of getting the frog song of
All right,
soul.
this is actually the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah,
so
this is really tough. We need quiet time. Hey!
Funny enough, if you're actually late on that, like as his neck extends out, you can get stuck in his neck and just like get stun locked to death. So
it also does like a ton of damage, which is rough.
I swear you just drowned in land. There we go. Okay.
Where you don't just drown in land? Is that like not a normal thing?
No, we're not allowed to clip in this category.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But we are allowed to drown.
Yeah, not more than 3 pixels.
oh my gosh, I don't know what's happening.
All right, so here's a trick called bookshot. We're gonna use that to skip a key here. We've already gone over bookshot actually, but it allows you to do that.
Yeah.
There we go.
And so you can just click to the little key block there.
Yep.
And then shout outs to one of the biggest differences between the original Link's Awakening and this one. You can skip Blano in original Link's Awakening, but not in this because of the very slightly different out of bounds rule set.
Yep.
Yeah, those two. So in the original LA, we just kind of super jump and get on top those 2 tiles under the block. We can't do that in this category for LADX. Those are considered out of bounds.
Speaking of LA, by the way, we're grabbing the magic rod. Now we can despawn bosses, right?
Yeah, wait.
In the original LA, you can. In this one, you can't.
Yeah, unfortunately. Or well, depends. Fortunately, if you like fighting the bosses, yes.
All right, who's ready for a nice hot bath?
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna swim in some lava.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
That looks fine. Look.
Yeah, so a little bit of lava swim there.
I don't know a
Magicians
lot
these
about a
days.
lot of things, but I do feel like swimming in lava is a bad idea.
Well, it worked out here, so that's
Okay.
nice.
I stand corrected.
It's nice and toasty though.
Wait, who's this guy?
So it's the cue ball refight, but
Yeah, but we didn't fight him the first time, so here's the cue ball fight.
we skipped him in Dungeon 4. So before I got the flippers.
All right, Ryan, you falling into the pit, or are you gonna make it? Oh, close.
Yeah, so you can just jump around as you push the lava Roomba around with your D-pad. But you can use that to jump over to a nice close position to open the chest from.
Yep. Didn't fall in the hole
Yep.
with the early jump. I did that for Astra just to tease her a little.
All right, please do not soft lock on Hothead.
Very nice. So Jesus jumped there off the lava to move a pixel lower, which Jesus jumping does in order to clip into the wall by a pixel to do that super jump. Here's Hothead. Hothead has a lot of weird properties that make it, like that. Like
that,
none of those hits actually damaged him because Hothead's weird.
The iframes are really strange.
Yeah.
Ah, dang.
Not
Yeah, you
quite.
can also soft lock on this. That's fine.
Frame perfect saving play.
Yay.
Nice.
Nice. So that actually skips Hothead's ending dialogue. So we saw no text from Hothead during that fight.
Yep.
Yeah, nice
Normally
fight.
saves 3 seconds if you tech skip.
Yo, my favorite instrument, the Tides Tambourine.
Yo, the Tides Tambourine.
Complete with graphical glitch.
Can't say the name on GDQ.
Yeah.
So. What?
Let's just say Link was happy to pick up the Tide Tambourine.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to be heading back to D2. We need to finish this dungeon and wrap up our six instruments. Oh my god.
I think we have
11
We
instruments.
have 11 so far.
Okay.
Well, the Tides Tambourine, the harmonica.
Yeah. Dungeon 2 has the like 9th dungeon.
Yeah.
The magic conch shell.
Magic con.
Magic conch.
All right, so yeah, we're just doing a bit of cleanup here. But we're entering this dungeon, and it's going to be significantly faster than it would have been otherwise because we have the magic rod and the boots, which are the main items that make this faster. So first off, here, you have to kill these enemies in a specific order. Pole's Voice first, then Keese, then Stalfos, just like that. And now, the 2D side-scrolling section here, usually you have to hold a pot in order to weigh down a platform, but now that we have the boots, we can... Now that we have the now that we have the magic powder, now that we have the boots, we can do this. Just bonk up.
And what Ryan just did there as well is use the hook shot right up against the pot to get invincibility, so you can just get through without taking any damage, which is really nice.
This boss is funny as well. So normally, this takes 3 phases of smashing the face into the wall, basically.
And millions of text boxes.
Yeah. But if you're clipped into the wall, even if it's by a pixel, which you can just do by walking into the side of it, just like always, the bottle will shatter instantly. And since we have the magic rod, we can just kind of spam magic rod here, and he's dead.
Yeah, it just makes very quick work of Genie.
And just for y'all.
Yeah, in case you didn't see it the first time. Oh, we got the side version. All right.
Yeah, did that one on purpose, just to show both versions.
Speaking of quick work, quick donation.
Go ahead.
$1,000 from Dr. Dake. Woo! I borrowed my friend's copy of Link's Awakening at camp one summer and forgot to give it back to him. Never saw him again, so Sam, if you're out there, I'm very sorry. But thank you for letting me play the best Zelda game that's ever existed. Happy GDQ, everyone.
Worth it.
By the way, you're not getting it back.
GDQ donations turning into misconnections.
All right, we're about to play our favorite instrument, a bomb.
Oh, sure.
Oh, maybe not.
I thought I had it.
There we go.
All right, yeah, we're playing the bomb.
The bomb. Wait, this is an Ocarina of Time.
We'll just be quiet here for the music. You know who enjoyed that the most was Bow Wow off the screen.
He's still here, by the way.
So
Bow Wow also donated again.
the Windfish egg, all right, the Windfish egg, the path is predetermined unless you go and read the book in the library. So since we didn't read the book, the path is just going to be the same path every single time.
So left, up, right, up,
left, up.
left, up. Luraloo, as we call it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so as we begin the fight, we're actually going to do a bomb trigger entering the fight. So Ryan's going to be mashing A here, gets the bomb trigger. That makes a lot of RNG elements in this fight consistent, including making the manipulation of Aghanim and his famous blue balls to be done here.
Yeah, the music in this fight actually cycles the RNG.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the only time in the entire game where you can manipulate anything, just because RNG does roll every frame, so...
Yep, so Ryan's actually using an app here to, as well as Aghanim's positions, and also not moving diagonally at all, to not influence his own subpixels, in order to know exactly where to stand and how many pixels to stand away from the wall. There we go, perfect.
It took
You're
a
blue
lot of
balls.
RNG out of this run, which was really nice.
And Moldorm phase, mash sword, mash sword, mash sword, mash sword. Very nice. That's a neat stun lock. Here we have the Ganon phase. We're just gonna dash into him, Dashing into him or spinning are the only two ways to damage him here, because we only have the level 1 sword still. Here's a land mola phase. It doesn't exist.
It's just like the sand.
Getting kind of sleepy. Y'all getting kind of sleepy?
Yeah, well, hopefully someone here is not getting sleepy.
Whoa, music.
Because here's the final phase. This is Death Eye. He can open his eye whenever he wants, unfortunately.
Yep.
That was a pretty quick first
quick
open.
wake
He
up.
can get 4
Right.
shots in each time he opens.
Ooh, okay, there we go.
There's another 4.
He is taking his time.
Still not bad. Still not bad.
Sometimes, like, this cycle can just take a full minute. It can be a little rough. And nice.
The quad. That's hard
That's
to do.
really hard, yeah.
The
We have
4
time
cycle's
coming
really
up
good.
here the moment the screen goes white upon entering this staircase.
Yep.
Yep. So,
Then we get to hear the best sound on the Game Boy.
and time.
Time.
We got a very good sound effect coming here. It's probably the best on the Game Boy. Love the windfish sound.
I won't try and imitate this.
You should.
I won't.
All right, cool. Yeah, pretty content with that run. I think I had looked up and saw it was like a mid-ish 54, so not bad, not bad. But thanks to all y'all hit, which is crazy, by the way. Probably about to set up soon for the any percent.
Oh yeah, we're running
Yeah.
any percent.
Here it comes.
All right, any percent unrestricted bonus run. So I don't know if we're gonna go into intermission for the setup. Okay. Here I can. Okay, because yeah, I had to take a screenshot to remember the file names. Okay.
Yeah, there's some specific stuff
Yeah.
that needs to be referenced.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So.
We will be right back in just a quick moment while that bonus any percent run gets set up. In the meantime, we got so much love from the Zelda community. Y'all are incredible. We had $10 from Mega Wacky Max. The Sands of Link's Awakening is the shopkeeper, an unassuming NPC that will one-shot you if you try to cross him. Keep it up, GDQ. We also have $25 from Bow Wow. Bark, bark. Wow, this is such a good walk. Bark. And of course, Ryan was getting so much love during that. He is incredible. And Corey Amon agrees with $100. Some people know Ryan Ford through speedrunning. I know Ryan Ford as a legend of the Toronto Smash Brothers Melee scene. Whether he's competing, commentating, or just plain vibing, Ryan brings his unmatched skill and insight to every part of the game. His impact goes far beyond what happens on the sticks. He's helped shape the scene itself. And don't get me wrong, he's a demon on the sticks. One time, he even won a tournament without dropping a single stock. Donation goes to Ryan's pick. I'm used to him taking my money both in bracket and now at SGDQ. Much love. We also have $250 from K Alamode. Greetings from Las Vegas. Ryan introduced me to the wonderful game of Gimmick with his run at AGDQ 2024, and I've had a blast getting to watch him grind out his runs when I wind down after work. Happy to see you got accepted to run and happy you made it to the event. Giving back to a great event, great cause, great game, and great runner. Donation goes towards the bonus run. It's, as you say, a piece of cake. We have $25 from Addie, donating during an awesome run of my first Zelda game. Many happy memories learning to play this with my grandmother. Let's go, Ryan. All right, everyone, you donated for it, and now we get to see it. Let's check out that bonus any percent run of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.